Andersen, and this is my punch list. My name is Quentin Andersen. Good morning, how are you today? How's everybody? So, what does time mean to you? And how long is a long time? And how long is a short time? I don't think that I'm ever going to truly learn or master the concept of time. So on March 3rd of the spring of my junior year, I left St. Luke's for the Island School on Cape Luca in the Bahamas. And my time at the Island School taught me to appreciate time more than I had before. At the Island School, I took place-based classes, and our goal at the Island School was to acquire a sense of place, which I did over the 100-day journey. Exactly halfway through the experience, on day 50, I departed on expedition with 11 other students from the Island School for an 8-day trip across the Exuma Sound to the Exuma Keys Land and Sea Park. On the first day, we made an 8-hour crossing across the open ocean in a dinghy in a storm with 8-foot waves after 5 hours of sleep on a rocking boat in no-name harbor. So the crossing took about 8 hours, and then we arrived on Wardrick Wells Key after a long seasick trip. And upon arrival, 2 of us de-rigged the boat as the 4 other seasick crew members regained consciousness and pondered their existence. So 8 hours might not seem like a long time, but for a group of teenagers who were less than thrilled to be together, it took forever. The Exuma Keys themselves are gorgeous. It was the perfect relief to a journey through heavy wind with 2 double-reefed sails and rain. And I was deteriorated by the exhausting trip as 6 other people on the boat had fallen asleep for an hour and let myself and Sandy Burnham sail the boat with just kind of them trusting us. Neither one of us had navigated with a compass and a chart before, but since everyone else was asleep, we had to figure it out ourselves. Once the boat was tidy to my liking, I took a look around. And it didn't last very long, but my look around helped me to obtain my sense of place for the Exumas, which took me only 1 hour, whereas I had to obtain my sense of place on Eleuthera for 49 days. A little time or a long time is relative to the environment and other factors that are uncontrollable. After being on the Exuma Keys for only a few hours, we saw sharks, barracuda, angelfish, and an awesome jacket from the 70s that was washed up on shore. I took it, it's at my house and I forgot to bring it today, sorry. We got back on the boat and boiled up some mahi stew from a fresh mahi that we had caught 3 hours earlier on a hand line in the middle of the Exuma Sound. And a quote from my placebook that night that I wrote is, "Eventually, there was nobody still functional except Sammy and myself. We were literally sailing the boat with 2 people. This went on for an hour and it was surreal. Here we are, on a boat, in the middle of the ocean, and we were sailing alone. It would have been so easy to perform a mutiny." The rest of the expedition was unforgettable. Our crossing back to Eleuthera, against the wind this time, was 19 hours long. A 3:30 a.m. wake-up call, which let me see this pretty amazing sunrise right there. The constant adventure helped me to slow down time, and the few weeks leading up to the expedition, I had been wanting time to pass more quickly. And it did. But I learned on expedition that time is valuable. Also on expedition, each student was placed on a 48-hour solo. This took forever. 2 days took forever. Solo taught me more about my time other than any part of the Island School semester. Solo is a very difficult experience to describe because all I had was time on my hands, but I'm going to let these pictures speak for themselves. As you can see, I built this fortress because all I had was time on my hands. I had so much time that I wasn't looking to the future, I was thinking about only the moment. So here are some thoughts that were going through my mind during solo. I wrote down in my journal. I thought it would be cool to make my place look like a fortress. I made a Lincoln log style split rail fence about 20 feet in front of the shelter. I feel like I'm in The Walking Dead. I'm really hungry. Go straight to Shake Shack at JFK when you get home if you can. Well, that was the worst night of sleep that I've ever gotten. After that, I walked up and down the beach talking to myself. I really hope the days after rotations go by quickly. I didn't want that to happen, but that's what I was thinking at the time. On the last day of expedition, I was finally on the same boat as my friend Grayson, And since there was no wind that day, we had to row back from Plum Creek, which is where we had our solos. We decided that 2-minute shifts for each crew member, we had 8 on the boat, would make sense. But since the rest of the people on the boat were incompetent, Grayson and I rowed the boat all the way back to the Powell Point right there, which is the tip of the Cape, and then we finally caught wind and sailed the last half mile back to the Island School campus. Another aspect of the Island School that taught me to appreciate time is the sport of freediving. Time in freediving is much shorter than time is in days or weeks, but it is time nonetheless. Freediving is the ultimate test of human mental and physical willpower, as we swim to great depths for long periods of time, holding our breath and trying to get as deep as we can. The experience can be quite breathtaking. I was advised not to skip a single freedive by an Island School alumnus, and I attended every session other than one. My first freediving session, I wasn't able to swim 15 feet deep for 25 seconds. However, I took to the sport very quickly and became more proficient throughout my stay. I set goals for myself and listened to the advice of the founder of the Island School, Chris Maxey, so I would become better at freediving. I reached one of my goals, my first goals, at Cathedral Dive Site, and that was when I touched the bottom for the first time. That's a 50-foot dive site, and my goal was to touch the bottom at Cathedral, but as you can see in this video, it was a simple down and up dive, so I touched the bottom and ascended immediately, as you can see right there, because I had never gone 50 feet down before. I learned over time that freediving is a brain teaser. It's a mental game, a competition against the most competitive person I know, being myself. That Cathedral dive was a milestone for me, so that, and it made me gain confidence to do things like this, which probably wasn't safe, but as you'll see why I almost got stuck under this rock. So this dive, the Cathedral dive helped me to build my confidence as a freediver, so I would do swim-throughs and go deeper like as I did on this dive. One of my favorite dives was also at Cathedral, and it took place after rotations. I was consistently diving to 50 feet at this point, and my dive buddy was underwater, and there was a turtle down there. And he didn't see it when he was down, so as he ascended, I began my breathing ritual, and then I descended. Cathedral's at 50 feet, and this beautiful loggerhead turtle was down there, and I took a little moment at the bottom of the ocean with this turtle, and this is one of my favorite dives that I did. I just stared into the creature's eyes and took a little moment with it. My most memorable dive is also my deepest dive. There are similarities with this dive, even though this is not my deepest dive, but for my deepest dive and last dive in my Island School semester, I didn't want to have a camera disrupting the experience. We went from Cathedral to the wall, which is about 60 feet below the surface, and then it sharply drops to 3,000 feet. So I was instructed not to go below the wall, so I went below the wall. And as I saw the wall, I got below it, I was about 60 feet underwater, I started sinking, and that's when people become negatively buoyant. So as I was sinking, I look up, and I see one of my teachers giving me the ascend sign, because he specifically said don't go that deep. But my estimate is that I was about 15 feet below the wall, which is a total depth of 75 feet, from not being able to dive to 25 feet 2 months previously. My round trip on that was 2 minutes, I timed it on my watch. So a 2-minute, 75-foot dive is my record, personal record. So it took me 5 fin kicks to get back up to 60 feet, which is about 15 feet for me, so 5 fin kicks is about 15 feet of mine. And that's why my estimate is about 75 feet. At the Island School, I learned just how short 100 days can be, and just how long 2 minutes can be. I learned to be present and to live in the moment. And I encourage all of you to try to live more in the present. Life is easier when we don't dwell on the past or look to the future. After all, right now is right now, and that's never going to change.